Hello everyone, welcome to Awesome Vacuums. Well, this big box turned up this morning, so I figured we should open it up and see what's inside. So, got my scissors, and as you can see it's a little scary looking, this box, because this is how I got it, as you can see here. So hopefully everything inside is okay, but this box is pretty long, as you can see. I know sometimes Roger over at Ibasiac gets boxes like this that are damaged, and most of the time he has good luck, but there are sometimes that the machines he gets are damaged, so I'm hopeful that this machine is okay. So we shall find out. So let's see, what end should I open on this thing? I'd say we open this end here. So I'll just go ahead and cut this tape off. So actually, what's in this box is actually a very special machine. And I got it off eBay for a pretty decent price. It was a little expensive, but it was worth it in my opinion. So anyway, let's see what is inside of here. And hopefully you guys can see. Unfortunately, I don't have a viewfinder on my camera, so I can't really see what you guys are looking at. Actually, before we even start that, yeah, that's good. Okay, just figured I'd have a look. So here it is. Let's open up this box. So the first thing we're greeted with is what looks to be a handle and some paper. So let's pull the paper out. Definitely a lot of paper, as you can see. So here's the machine itself. Welcome to the world. That's right, everyone. I got a Hoover Junior, as you can see. Yeah, these were not very common here in the US. These were made in Great Britain, but it has a 120 volt motor and of course a US 2-pin plug, as you can see. So yeah. So let's just make sure there's nothing else inside, which nothing else is. Let's put all this paper back. Shift this box out of the way. So let's have a look. Just make sure it didn't turn, because this is the end where the box was really damaged and it was exposed. So I'm just checking now and make sure nothing's damaged, which everything seems to be okay. Here's the underneath, as you can see. So let's just check the model number. So this is a model 1348. So I believe this is the US equivalent to the 1346 that was sold over in the UK. Alright, so as you can see, it is really yellowed, especially if you look right here. So you can see where that's the color it should be. And if I pop the cover off like so, here it is on the inside. So you have your belt here and your motor spindle, which just pop it down here. and the motor seems to spin all right. But this belt, I'm sure, is really worn. This belt could be 40 years old. It's been on, possibly. So yeah, it's definitely not. Yeah, I can see it's not really gripping on very well because it's probably really stretched. And now you can really see where it's really yellow now that I have the cover off. So here's the cover. As you can see, and this thing is just really small. I'm very impressed. And as you can see, hand for size reference. As you can see, it's just really small, and it is really yellowed, so I'm gonna have to try and see if I can sort that out somehow, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that yet. Yeah, that's really too bad. But otherwise, I am pretty impressed with this machine so far. Of course, we don't know if it works, so we'll have to test that here soon. But here's the underneath, which I'll go ahead and show you that. So here's the bottom. Get the brush roller here. 2 back wheels, which seems to spin okay. And you get the cover here for the back. Yeah. I don't know. What do you say we test it out? Well, actually, before we do that, here's the bag. As you can see, it's a vinyl type bag, and it's got a zip on the side here. So you change the bag this way. If I can get hold of the zipper. So here's the inside. Got your fill tube, so it's a bottom fill bag, of course. So I'll just go ahead and zip it back up. So yeah, here's the, on the side, it's the, I believe Hoover calls this the height right control. So if I, yeah, that's seized. Great. Okay, so yeah, we're not gonna mess with that right now. But what I will do in the next clip is go ahead and turn it on. So I'll get it plugged in and I'll get back to you. All right, so I'm standing back a little bit for this one, just because you never know, because this thing's over 40 years old. It might blow up, but hopefully it doesn't. But figured I'd turn the camera on just in case it does. So go ahead and plug it in. Okay, switch it on. Nothing happens, so maybe I gotta turn it on at the main switch. Okay. All right, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bearings definitely sound a little dry, but that's to be expected. So let's turn it back on here again. despite having a really stretched out belt, it still seems to drive that brush roller pretty good, and I could really feel it agitating the carpet, and I did see a little bit of agitation here. It kicked up a little bit of dirt because there's no bag in it, so that's why I didn't run it too long. So yeah. So first impressions, I'm pretty impressed with it so far. I'm definitely glad to have it in my collection. So anyway, I'll just go ahead and unplug it and wrap up the cord. So yeah, I've never had one of these British styled Hoovers before. So I'm pretty excited to have it, actually. So just wrap up the cord. Well, that's the end of my unboxing and first look on this vintage British Hoover Junior Lightweight 1348 vacuum cleaner. So far I'm pretty happy with it. As you can see, it is definitely going to need a full refurbishment, and yeah, but other than that, I'm pretty impressed with it. So as you can see, it's in good condition despite it being all yellowed, so hopefully I can fix that somehow. And as you can see, I forgot to mention, but the switch kind of reminds me of a red roll of candy. So yeah. So that's the end of this video. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to ask in the comments. So that's all I got for today. If you enjoyed, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. Bye for now.